We've seen the apocalypse in every way possible. Zombies roaming abandoned cities, killer AI turning on humans, climate catastrophes swallowing continents. But 40 Acres does something we rarely see anymore. It keeps things real. No sci-fi tricks. No superhuman saviors. Just dirt, desperation, and a brutal fight for survival. What makes 40 Acres hit so hard isn't just its grounded world, it's the people in it. These aren't characters trying to save the world, they're just trying to hold on to what little they have, and that makes their story feel a lot more personal and painful. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host Spoiler Master. So, let's break it all down. What happened in the movie, who survived, who betrayed who, and what that ending really means for the Freemans and their future. The world has already ended. Before the film even begins, the world has already collapsed. There were 3 events, back-to-back punches to humanity. First, a fungal pandemic that wiped out all animal life. No cows, no chickens, no deer. Meat vanished overnight. Then came the wars. Countries fighting over whatever was left. The wars destroyed nations, cities, entire cultures. But the real killer? Famine. With no meat and barely any crops, starvation spread like wildfire. And when people get hungry enough, they stop being people. What's left of the world now is fragmented. Small groups. Isolated communities. Lawless wastelands. Farmland is the only real currency. Whoever controls food survives. That's where we meet the Freemans.
Listen to me. Abandon your post. Get down to the booth. Now.
Meet the Freemans, farming through the apocalypse. The Freeman family owns a 40-acre patch of fertile land. In this dead world, that's the equivalent of gold. And they protect it like their lives depend on it, because they do. At the head is Hailey, a former US soldier who now runs the farm like a fortress. Galen, her husband, is equal parts brawn and brain. Hailey has 3 daughters with him, Rain, a deadly sharpshooter, Darnies, a bit green but learning, and little Cookie, the youngest. Then there's Manny, Hailey's son from a previous relationship. He's a teenager full of hormones, frustration, and dreams he can't afford to have. Hailey's tough on him, maybe too tough, but in this world, softness gets you killed. From the outside, they look like they've got things under control. They even take out a gang of intruders early on in the film. But survival is temporary. The real threat hasn't even shown up yet.
You get a pass off farm.
The cannibals are coming. Hailey has a friend named Augusta. They go way back to when Hailey lost her father and nearly lost the farm. Augusta was there. They've kept in contact through radio, helping each other out, even setting up a trade depot to exchange supplies. One day, Augusta gives her the worst kind of news. A neighboring farm family, the Flemings, were wiped out. Not by scavengers, but by cannibals. And it wasn't random. These cannibals are organized, ruthless, and growing in number. The Union, what's left of any sort of government, does nothing. The law's dead. Everyone's on their own. And Hailey knows her family could be next. Then, on a supply run to the trade depot, the Freemans are ambushed. Cannibals disguised as Union workers. It's chaos. They fight their way out, but Darnies is shot. That wound puts a ticking clock on everything. They've now made noise. They've been seen. The Freeman land is officially a target.
Please, my aunt Augusta Taylor! She told me to find the Freemans! She told me to find you for help, please!
Who is the girl in the river? While all this tension builds, Manny is doing what teenagers do, looking for a sliver of escape. He finds it by sneaking off to the river. There, he sees a girl, his age, diving into the water like the world's still normal. He watches, mesmerized. Then he sketches her, imagines her. It's sweet, it's innocent, and in this world, it's dangerous. Later, she shows up at the fence, scared, asking for help. Manny, thinking with his heart and not his head, sneaks her into the barn. He ties her up, unsure whether she's a threat. But she says her name is Dawn, and she's Augusta's niece. She says her group was attacked. She says she was a nurse. Manny starts to believe her. Maybe this is a spark of something normal. But Hailey? Hailey's instinct is sharper. She's seen too much. And yet, for Augusta, She breaks her own rule. She decides to go out with Manny and Dawn to check on Augusta. That trip turns into the worst decision Hailey ever makes. She gets captured and thrown into a cell. That's where she finds Augusta, beaten, dying, her throat cut before her eyes. And with her last breath, Augusta reveals the truth. Dawn was sent to divide the family. The cannibals have changed tactics. They don't just storm gates anymore. They send infiltrators, wolves in sheep's clothing. Dawn was the bait. And it worked. The Freemans are now vulnerable. Hailey is gone. Manny is gone. The farm is exposed. Attack on 40 acres. The deer-faced monsters. Back home, Galen notices something wrong with the cameras. He heads to the fence and is ambushed by people dressed in deer skins. It's a haunting image in a world where animals are extinct. They tie him down, preparing some twisted crucifixion ritual. Then, the floodgates open. Nearly 100 cannibals charge the property. Rain, left to defend the house with a rifle, takes down as many as she can, but they're too many. Darnies, still healing from the gunshot, hides in a closet. Cookie is taken to the bunker. It's chaos. Galen breaks free, kills his attackers, and orders Rain to shut everything down, cut the power, lock the windows, turn the house into a trap. And then the slaughter begins.
Fucking little fucker!
The darkness fights back. Inside the pitch-black farmhouse, Galen becomes a ghost. Silently, brutally, he takes out the invaders one by one. No dramatic music, no one-liners, just blood, breath, and the silence of death. He makes it to the bunker, but he's bleeding, barely holding on. 2 cannibals are still alive, and they try to burn the house down. Galen, thinking fast, tells Rain to let them into the bunker. It's a trap, but it's their last chance. One of them grabs Darnies and holds a blade to her throat. The other finds the spice cabinet, packed with long-forgotten luxuries, oregano, pepper, dried herbs. She's momentarily awestruck. It's a glimpse of the old world, and she lowers her guard. Darnies takes her chance and stabs her attacker. Rain fumbles with her revolver but gets the shot off. The first cannibal goes down. Galen, despite his wounds, finishes the second, but he's hit bad. Hailey's revenge and the final fight. While all this is happening, Hailey escapes her cell and turns into a one-woman army. She kills her captors, including the cult leader, thankfully, without a long villain monologue. She doesn't need a speech. She needs her family. Manny finds her. Dawn tries to explain herself, and while there's no redemption for what she did, she does help save Galen's life by treating his wounds. She may have been a weapon used by the cult, but she chooses not to be one anymore. Together, they head home. The final few cannibals are wiped out. The house stands. The Freemans, bruised, bleeding, but breathing, survive another day.
You just kill them. Or you get your children to do it.
The ending of 40 Acres explained. The film ends not with fireworks, but with something more powerful, quiet. A family, shattered and reassembled. The dinner table has more people now. Dawn, the surviving kids from her group. No one's a guest here. Everyone works for their plate. Everyone guards the land. Hailey has changed. She's still a warrior, but she's learned something. Survival isn't just about strength. It's about trust, even when it's broken. About legacy, even when everything else has been lost. And most of all, it's about holding on to the human part of yourself when the world keeps trying to tear it away. 40 Acres doesn't offer easy answers. It doesn't say, here's how to fix the world. It says, here's how you live in the ruins. Here's how you keep going. It's brutal. It's grounded. It's one of the best survival stories we've seen in years, not because it's loud, but because it's honest.
Play, motherfucker, you gonna do something, then do it.
Our nerdy thoughts. There's no AI takeover. No supernatural threat. Just humans turning on humans. And that's the scariest part. But there's also love here. Loyalty. Quiet acts of heroism that never make headlines. It's a story about a family, a patch of land, and the impossible hope that maybe, just maybe, something better can grow again. In a genre full of spectacle, 40 Acres strips it all away. What's left is raw, intimate, and unforgettable. And after that final shot of the Freemans eating dinner, scars still healing, You're left wondering not just who will survive, but what kind of people they'll be when they do. Would you survive 40 acres? Or would the world break you before the first harvest? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the best in post-apocalyptic cinema. Stay alert, stay grounded, and we'll see you in the next one.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.